In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to use Excel to create a regression line equation. This problem states that the data shown in the chart is the cost of tuition at a state university for the years 1997 to 2001. They're asking us to fit a regression line to the data where X is the number of years after 1997. Once we find that, they want us to determine the coefficient of correlation and then make some predicted values for the cost of tuition. So I'm going to start with putting the years down just so we can keep track of the years, even though we're not going to use those in our actual graph. And I've typed the first three here. I could have actually stopped with the first two. If you click and drag and grab to highlight them and then grab the bottom right hand corner, we can fill in with that pattern, and I'm going to keep on going until I go down to 2010. That's one of the years they're asking us for a prediction. Next, I will use the actual X values that they're given. Since the study started in 1997, we'll give that a value of 0. The next year would be the following year, and so on. And again, to fill in these values, I'm going to click and drag the two I have. To continue the trend, I'm going to fill down by dragging to the 2010. Next, I'm going to type the tuition and enter those values that are listed, and hopefully not make a typo here. So we're now ready to create the graph. So I'm going to highlight the cells that have the data, our X for the year and the Y value for the tuition. Here on the ribbon, under the Insert tab in the category of charts, I'm going to choose the scatter chart, and I'm going to choose that top choice there, and I'm going to drag this over just a little bit so it's out of the way. For a regression line equation to be appropriate, our data needs to follow basically something that looks linear, and it does look like it's basically following a straight pattern. If this was a curve to our points, it wouldn't be appropriate, but we're good to go. Next, to get the equation that we're after, we have to right click on the point. A window opens up, and we're interested in selecting the Add Trend Line, second from the bottom. I'm going to select that. Notice it is fit a line to the data. It's kind of averaging the highs and the lows and creating the best fit line. We have a format trend line window that's opened up. It should be selected linear. This was pre-selected, came up that way, but the two things we want to select are here at the bottom. We want to display the equation on the chart, and we also want to display the R squared value on the chart. Now these are pretty small, so let me grab this and make them slightly larger so that we can see what we've got there. So here what we have is the equation of the line. It is y is equal to 552.5 times x, that's our slope, times our x value, plus the y-intercept of 9,884.2. So we would enter that, or if we had a multiple choice, we could choose that. The next is asking us for the coefficient of correlation. This is typically R, and what we're given in Excel is R squared, which is actually the coefficient of determination. This gives information about the goodness of fit of the linear model, and the closer it is to 1 means the strength of this. So this is a very strong data fitting the line. And to find R then, all we need to do is to take the square root of R squared. To undo a squaring, we take the square root. So I'm going to use Excel to do that. I'll type equals to tell Excel that I want to calculate something, and the shorthand for square root, if you notice, I've typed SQ and it's telling me SQRT returns the square root of a number, and I'm going to put in 0.9885 that's given here. So here is our R value. The coefficient of correlation is 0.99. It's asking, is the regression line a good fit? Absolutely. Anytime it's close to 1 or -1, if it's a negative correlation. Next, the last part of this problem is asking us to use the regression line to predict the cost of the tuition in 2004 and so on. So on these cells here, and I could actually do it for any year, I'm going to type in that equation and let Excel again fill that in. So I'm going to start with an equals. I'll put the 552.5 times, and what we want to times it by is x. Well, our x value is right here in the adjacent cell, so I'll click on that. It's located at cell K9, and then we add on that slope intercept of 9,884.2. When I tap enter, it's going to return the predicted tuition for 2004, so we would answer 13,752 if we were rounding this to the nearest dollar. Now, it's also asking not only for 2004, but 2007 and 2010. I can put this here, which is probably the easiest, and then answer over here to supply that. I could have also put my equation here, but instead of having to type this again, I am going to highlight the cell that has my equation, and we can see that up here in our formula line, and grab that right-hand corner again and drag down. Now I can read across, and just for ease, instead of using these number of years for the study, I have included the years. So to answer the year 2007, this is the line, and particularly the tuition according to this model, what it should be up to, $15,409. And the last question is, what will our tuition be predicted using our equation? Would be over $17,000, actually $17,067 if we round it to the nearest dollar.